Good morning everyone, and of course we are on episode 18 of the Retrobrown month. Today we are going with a Corsola only run, and this is going to be quite a good one, I think. We've got water rock typing, which means we've got some fantastic type stats to be going with. Big problem with Corsola as well is, of course, with Gen 2 Pokemon, we seem to have a very low speed stat, but that really does make sense with the fact we are a rock type Pokemon. They aren't very speedy. What we do get, however, is pretty good type coverage with our moveset. We get rock type moves, we get water type moves, we get ground type moves. This actually might be quite a good run. So, Corsola starts off with Tackle and Harden at level 7. Not the greatest moveset, but because we've got pretty good bulk in our defenses, the early game is going to be very, very easy for us. We're a rock type Pokemon, so we've also got that added resistance of pretty much every normal type Pokemon, pretty much there's normal type moves all the way through this. We're going to go with Jubbles for the rival again because he is definitely our biggest fan on the channel. Let's see how we do in this run. So first up we have Falkner, and we have got the greatest type matchup for him. We don't have any great moves right for now, but the most annoying thing about this fight is they have Mud Slap, and they see that as the best way to deal with us. Our accuracy is really, really low, and Tackle is just not doing enough here to actually take out that Pidgeotto. So we're going to have to get up a few more levels. So, level 13 we actually learn the move Bubble, which for us, even though it's a 20 base power move, it's a stab move. Takes out the Pidgey in 2 hits, and that leads on to the Pidgeotto. Yes, we are being Mud Slapped to death here. Our accuracy is so low, but once we can get those bubbles in, we've got a good chance to get through this fight. We just need to hit our bubbles. And even level 13, it's still a bit of a chore. But I think it's still quite doable. You know, let's see how we do. So we need Bubble to do big damage. Because we get a stab bonus on it, it actually does do more than Tackle. We also get the chance with Bubble to get a speed drop. So if we can get that speed drop, that actually works in our favour. Even though we are quite speedy ourselves compared to this Pidgeotto at level 13. We managed to get very lucky with our Bubbles and take him down. So it's a lot of trial and error, but you can't really do much when Mud Slap is the main move they use against you. But thankfully, it makes not too much of a problem. We do get from quite a low level. Bugsy, on the other hand, is going to be a bit more difficult, but at level 19, we get a fantastic move in Recover, which means that we've now got a chance to stall out that Fury Cutter, even if it does its maximum amount of damage. We've got the resistance with Rock, so that Bug-type moves won't do very much. But even if Fury Cutter is getting its attacks up, we actually have Recover. I just need to time it better. So I'm going to go against the rival next. We'll go back to Bugsy in a bit. This should be an easier matchup for us. Annoyingly, we get put to sleep, but I do want to set up a couple of Hardens with the Razor Leaf incoming. Annoyingly, he sets up Spite as well, which is going to reduce our PP, but because we're using Harden, it's not the worst thing in the world. We're going to take quite a lot of damage while we're asleep from Lick, and Bubble is going to take 3 hits to take out that Ghastly. Level 20 now, and we can start using Recover as and when we need to, but Razor Leaf just does too much damage. So I actually think, you know what, I think I need a different move to do this. So I go and try and find Swift, which would be a fantastic move to be using here. We're going to level up as we're going along here as well. And then I realise, you know, we actually can't learn Swift as a move, which is very annoying, but we did get up a few more levels. We can move back onto Bugsy. And we're going to see how we do. We're going to set up our Hardens, of course, to give us even more resistances against the Bug-type move incoming. And then we'll just bubble our way through. We don't really get another great move until level 25, which is Bubble Beam. With the stab bonus on that, it's actually a very powerful move for this time in the game. I just don't want to be level 25 to beat Bugsy. But we do manage to beat him at level 22 quite comfortably. And we move on to the rival again. Annoyingly, with most ground type moves in this generation, Earthquake's locked right at Victory Road, so we can't get it until very late game. We're going to have to make do with what we can for now. Annoying, we get paralysed by the Ghastly, of course. Of course we get paralysed. It's just so standard on this channel and with Gen 2 to get some sort of status effect. We're going to use Recover, get our HP back. And now at the level we're at, Bubble will take 2 hits to take him out. We can use Recover, get back up to full HP, and that leaves us into the Bayleaf. Bayleaf, it's really annoying with that Razor Leaf. It does a lot of damage, and we're just hanging on with 1 HP sometimes. What we're actually hoping for is that Paralysis really did us in there. Azalea Town became really, really difficult for Corsola, and I had to get up to level 25 to make this doable. I know it sounds really, really shit, but with Bubble Beam, it just gave us the amount of power that we need to get through those battles. And it's annoying that we had to be that high level to actually do this, but I tried this for so long, I actually took a break from this video to come back at a later time, which is why it changed to night time, as you saw in that last fight there. But being that those extra levels up there actually really helps us out in the Whitney fight. We take her down without any problem whatsoever, and one of the more annoying gym leaders actually becomes one of the easier ones. She has a little cry, gives us our badge, and we also pick up the TM for Attract, which might be helpful later on. Morty, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. We do have Mud Slap, which we don't have Mud Slap, to be fair. We got rid of that quite early on. But we do pick up in the Kimono Girls building, we pick up the TM for Surf, which for us gets the stab bonus on that 90 base power. It makes Morty a very easy fight, and it also, strangely enough, makes Chuck quite an easy fight as well. So his first Pokemon is that Primeape. We have now learned Mirror Course at level 37. We are up a lot of levels right now, and we have taught ourselves Headbutt for a better damaging move. Dynamic Punch hits, of course it hits, and we take a loss. But it's not going to take too much more to take out his Pokemon. We get through to the Poliwrath, and we're going to go for Headbutt. We get them flinch chances, and this is why we go for Headbutt sometimes. It's a very, very good move. That flinch chance is fantastic to use, but we are very over leveled for what I was actually feeling comfortable with for this run. It seems that Corsola in the early game is not very good at all. That changes the further you progress into the game. Yes, we are quite high leveled, but it's still really, really good. We can't learn Iron Tail, so that's not a move that we're actually going to be used for this turn. And we move on to the Rocket side quest. With 6 badges in, we beat Jasmine quite comfortably. And it's just not on this run. To be fair, the Rocket side quest was not invited. Sometimes I actually quite enjoy it. On this one, I didn't enjoy it because we weren't one-shotting many things. They're not really much of a problem. It's just taking up time that I would rather spend getting through to the Elite Four. Price is up next, and to be fair, we're not going to do too badly against him. Headbutt is a good move for the Seal and the Dugong, because we get that flinch chance. Aurora Beam's not going to do very much to us. The worst thing it can do is reduce our attack. It's perfect that the Dugong went to sleep there as well, and at level 43, we've also learnt the move Ancient Power. Fantastic rock move in this generation. It has a 10% chance to boost all of your stats. Like, how good is that? It's such a great move. It's just very annoying that it doesn't happen too often, and we've only got a PP of 5. So we're going to start off this fight against the rival with Ancient Power. We don't get the stat increases, though that moves on to the Magnemite, which will go down to Surf. Next up is Meganium. We don't have an answer for it, so we're going to have to go for Headbutt and recover when and as needed. We do get a lucky flinch there, and we're through to the Haunter, which should go down to a Surf quite comfortably. Now the mid-game's kind of come along, we are actually really doing quite well. We're not taking much damage because of our high defense. It's an interesting Pokemon, but it's just not that great. If we hadn't have got Recover as a move early on, we probably wouldn't be sailing through this mid-game as quick as we are right now. The Rocket at the top of the Radio Tower is weak to Water-type moves, so we don't really take too much of a problem taking him out. Big problem is going to be Claire. We don't have an answer for any of her Pokemon. We don't learn any Ice-type moves, which is quite weird for a Water-type Pokemon. But we get the stat increases on Ancient Power, and that puts us in a very good position. Our attacks are now going to do a lot more damage. Across the board, we're going to take less damage overall. We take out the third Dragonair, sorry, and we move on to the Kingdra. Now the Kingdra, Surf is a very good move, but because we have Recover, we can take our time to take it down. We put it into healing range, and 2 headbutts is more than enough to take down that Kingdra. And we actually get a first time victory against her, which I was not expecting. that moves us on to finding the Dragon Fang so we can actually get our 8th badge. It's a very annoying little side bit that you have to do here that wastes probably around about 10 minutes of in-game time. It wasn't needed, it really wasn't needed, Game Freak. In Victory Road we can pick up Earthquake, a fantastic move which we will now probably use against the rival here. So first up he has Sneasel. We're going to use Surf on that, and next up is the Magneton, which of course we know Surf is a good move to use against it. Meganium is next, and we are going to go for Headbutt and hope for those flinch chances. We do outspeed it, so... Oh wow, critical hit. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay, we need to try that again. We're level 55. We're actually not too badly leveled for this point in the game. And we've got a very decent moveset to move through. We need to keep Ancient Power for Lance right at the end. So I don't really know if Earthquake is a good move to be using for us even at this point. We might keep it for the post game. But right now it's actually not too bad of a moveset we've got. We take out the rival quite comfortably and we move on to the Elite Four. I hope you guys are enjoying the month of Retrobrown, by the way. It's really taken a toll. It's very tiring doing all these videos in such quick succession. I have tried to prepare these over the last few months as much as possible, but producing so many videos at such a short amount of time is actually quite tiring. And we've only got really about 10 days left. We haven't got too much longer to go on this. I hope you guys are enjoying this month so far, but it'll be quite a while before I decide to do a full month of videos again. Okay, so we're on to Will. We've taken out the majority of his Pokemon, and Headbutt is our MVP move here. Xatu is up last, and of course we're going to go for Ancient Power because it's super effective against the Xatu, and we get the same type attack bonus on it. It's super effective against Jinx, but annoyingly we get put to sleep. And while it's whittling away at damage, we're going to try and get our HP back with Recover. Recover is a fantastic move. Really is a fantastic move. We Headbutt the Jinx, and we take the win against Will first time. That brings us on to Koga. Now, if we had Ice-type moves, this would be a lot easier. We could teach Earthquake to take out most of the Poison types, but to be fair, Surf and Ancient Power are doing a lot of damage. We even take out the Fortress in one hit. That's how good Surf is on this Corsola. Venomoth comes out. We don't outspeed and we do get Toxicked, which is not a good position to be in, especially when you're going against Koga. But he's only got one Pokemon left, and Ancient Power will do big damage. He does use a full restore, which is not good, but another Ancient Power is more than enough to take him down. So set 2 Elite Four members, 2 first time wins. Surf is going to be a very good move against Bruno here. If we can one-shot this Hitmonchan, god damn it. I just have to waste a bit of PP there, take it out. I always forget that Hitmontop has got Dig, it's the main move that it uses. And we're not even taking out any of his Pokemon first time. So we need to get a Recover in here, but Mach Punch is super effective. So we do take a loss against Bruno. First loss of the Elite Four, and we've taken it against Bruno of all people. There's not really much of an answer we have for that Hitmontop using Dig, but we can recover our HP. We just need to be a bit more savvy of when we use Recover in this fight. Because the Double Kick does big damage, Mach Punch is going to do big damage, and High Jump Kick is also there. He goes for Foresight, weirdly enough, and then for another High Jump Kick. Okay, we could probably tank another Mach Punch from this Hitmonchan. Yeah, we are going to need to use Recover here as well. So let's recover back to full HP. That'll put us on good stead for this Machamp coming out. So it's going to do about half damage, and Cross Chop nearly takes us out. But because we outspeed, we can take the win. Last up is Onyx, and we outspeed it. So we're going to use Recover here. And Earthquake's doing a lot of big damage, to be fair. You know, just use Surf, let's take him out, and let's move on to Karen. I don't know if we're going to have much of a problem against Karen. I'm actually really hoping for those Ancient Power stat boosts, if I'm being honest. Once we get past the Umbreon, we really need to start using Headbutt to get those flinches, but we do get Paralyzed, which is really annoying. And Petal Dance is just tearing through that Corsola. So we had to come back and hope for a little bit better RNG. We don't want to be Paralyzed. And we do teach Earthquake now as well. So, Gengar is weak to Earthquake as well. And Murkrow is going to be weak to Ancient Power. we're changing up the moveset a little bit. We actually put ourselves in a very good position to take out Karen quite comfortably. It's just annoying that our speed is so low, but that brings us on to the champion. We only have 5 PP on that ancient power. So we're going to have to use it sparingly, but also use it at the right time. We're going to go for the ancient power at the start off against the Gyarados and hopefully get those stat increases. We don't, and we've used 2 to take it out. Dragonite is weak to rock, and we do get paralyzed here, so we're not in a good position, and this is the Thunder Dragonite. We need to recover here. We do get flinched, we do get hyper beamed, and that gives us a chance to recover back to full HP. We need to go for ancient power here. Please give us the stat increases. We don't get them. Final Dragonite is out and he goes for outrage. All of those ancient powers, we don't get 1 stat boost. He goes for a full restore, we go for recover. And then he goes for safeguard. Kind of wasting a move, but we now have to just rely on Surf. But he's used his potion. We can continue using recover, but outrage does enough to take us down in the end. So I think as long as we get that stat increase from ancient power, we've got a good chance to get through this quite comfortably. We've got through 2 Pokemon now, and we've still not had the stat increases, and now we've just been paralyzed. Ancient power, there we go, there's the stat increase. That's what we want. This is going to make all the difference in this fight. Aerodactyl is next, and Surf is the perfect move for that. And now we have the final Dragonite. We have 1 ancient power left, which does big damage, and he goes for outrage. We go for recover, and Surf takes him down. That just leaves the Charizard, who is going to cower in front of our Surf. And that's how you go about beating Lance. Ancient power is such a good move. That chance to increase all your stats at once is incredible. And it brings us to the time that we beat the Elite Four in. So at level 61 at 5 hours 24 in-game minutes. Quite mediocre, but when your speed is that low, I'm not surprised that we didn't do it very quickly. So, yeah. Makes me quite scared for the post-game, especially when we come against Red. Red is really annoying if you're not a speedy Pokemon. We are very bulky Pokemon, so we're just going to have to see how we do. Let's see how we do against Blue here first. We get a first turn Ancient Power increase, and that puts us in good stead for the rest of this fight. Executor goes for Solar Beam, but it's not enough and the sun is not up. Earthquake's a one-shot against Alakazam, and we are tearing through his team here, guys. Wow, Blue must be looking at this Corsola and thinking, how is this possible that Corsola is this good against me? We get a one-hit KO on... For God's sake, we are tearing through him here. Wow. First time victory against Blue, level 71. How are we going to do against Red here? I'm really scared for this one. So, Charm has hit us annoyingly, so what we actually want is for those stat increases from Ancient Power, but I don't think we're going to get them. We are not speedy enough, and we don't even get past the Espeon. So we're going to have to change things up a bit. We're going to put Attract on our moveset instead of Ancient Power. We have now moved up to level 78. Earthquake is tearing through his team, and we have Recover for if we need to recover some HP. What we could do here is actually stall out the amount of Psychics that this Espeon has, but in this attempt it's not enough, and I think we're going to need a few more levels here maybe. So we're level 81 here, we're matching that Pikachu. He does go for Charm, which is really annoying, and yeah, we're going to have to go for Attract strats here. Because our attack's been lowered, Surf is the better move to be using now, and it takes down the Espeon in 2 hits. Venusaur is next. We are going to have to attract it and hope that it does not. Oh, please don't put the sun up. He hasn't put the sun up, but the Infatuation is working in our favour this time round. And Surf is enough to take it down over time. It's really annoying that our attack has been lowered by Charm, but what else can we do really? We have to make sure this Snorlax does not use Amnesia, otherwise we are not going to get enough Surfs to beat him. And yeah, we've beaten him there. We've got Blastoise and we've got Charizard left. We've used Attract. Fantastic move as well. It's probably one of my favourite Gen 2 moves. And it's only when we get to the Blastoise that we now need to use Recover. I am going to switch to using Earthquake because I need to conserve some of that Surf PP for the Charizard. We're going to use Recover to make sure that we can keep our health up. And yeah, we're just going to keep chipping away at it because he's not going to use a full restore at this point. And with even that lowered attack, we take down that Blastoise. Last up is the Charizard. We're going to go straight for Surf. It should be a one-shot, and we take the win at level 82. You know what? Post-game, like mid to post-game, actually very, very powerful. Early game, really not. But I'm quite impressed with that level that we finished at and the moveset we finished at. We didn't need any stat boosting moves. And yeah, Surf, Attract, Earthquake, Recover is a fantastic moveset, really. It's just annoying how low our speed was. But let's see what time we finished on. We finished at 6 hours 55 minutes with a Corsola. We beat that 7-hour mark, which honestly puts it in better estimations than I thought it would be. It's actually quite underrated, but like, no, I think it's actually well placed in its impression in the community. It is quite a mid-tier Pokemon. But with that, we're going to choose what we do on the next video, which is nearly at the end of the month for Retrobrown. Let's see what we get first on the wheel. First up is Remoraid. You know what? That would be an interesting run. I have never used a Remoraid before. I've never used Octillery before either. Next up is Skarmory. Oh, Flying Steel. That could be a good run. What's up last? I'm feeling a bit of a challenge. Come on. Ooh, Espeon. You know what? We've done Umbreon. Let's do Espeon. Yeah, let's do Espeon. This should be fun. I wonder if it can beat Umbreon's time. So, with that, we're at this stage in the video. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your mum, tell your grandma, all of that, you legends. And we'll see you in 2 days for an Espeon run. Take care, guys. I appreciate you. We're nearly there.